Hi, it's Kristie with crystalknitsandpearls.com, and I am here with my weekly knitting, reading, and products I love update. And this is for the week ending July the 15th. No, I'm sorry, 19th. July the 19th. So, I will say, some weeks are all about getting things off your needles, right? Some weeks are all about starting new projects. Some weeks are about just making steady progress on the pile of whips that you already have. This past week was a little bit of a combination. I got some things off my needles. I made some pretty steady progress on several of my projects. I cast on some new things. So yeah, it was a great week in that regard. So 3 things that came off my needles are these really adorable bangle bracelets. They were quick, they were fun, and I've been using them. I've been wearing at least one ever since I made them. So this is, I think this is I believe in Mermaids colorway. I forget the name of this one. And then this is from the same yarn that I'm using to make my first sweater. So it's like Pound of Love. I think it's called Sugar Cookie colorway. They're just really cute. And I made them in enough time that my coffee didn't even have a chance to get cold. So, you know, one of those really quick and satisfying, like instant gratification type projects. Something else I made very steady progress on. I have been knitting on this pretty much daily during Bible study. It's Kate's Hurricane Blanket. This yarn, I say this every time, it's so squishy and soft and pretty. This is Hobby Hurricane yarn. I love it. I am knitting it on my ChowGoo interchangeable needles, my red twist. So between like the really soft squishy yarn and these smooth, super smooth needles, it's almost like knitting with butter. It is so great. I highly recommend. This is the pink colorway, pink coral colorway. I have 2 other colorways for my 2 other kids that I will be working on once I get Kate's done. I have a pretty good size cake left, and I think, but I'm not 100% sure, that I will probably use all, if not, well, close to all, if not all, of that cake before moving on. So that's Kate's Hurricane Blanket. I've also been working on and off on my 2 whips that are socks. I will admit, even though summer sock camp is in full swing, I have not been feeling the socks. I don't know why. I normally love to knit socks and knit up socks, knit up a storm of socks, but I just have not been feeling it. So I have been working on them, but I just have, in a normal mood, these would be done. The other sock I have on my needles would be done, and both would have their, mates. And so we'd have 2 pairs of socks. I'm just not feeling it. But this is Mermaid Scales sock. I am making a shorty version, so my leg is shorter than the pattern calls for. I am pretty darn close to getting to the toes, and when I do get to the toes, I have some concerns about having enough of this colorway left to make its soulmate, S-O-L-E, mate. So I may do them in like a red and white colorway. I have some minis left over from an advent calendar, so I may just do that to kind of buy myself at least a couple of inches. But we'll see. I'm not sure what I will do if I run out of this before I get to the toe on the second one. But yeah, we'll just play it by ear. It's not a big deal. They're either for me or one of my kids, and none of us really care if they're super matchy. So again, not the end of the world if that happens. The other sock I've been working on is my ribbed sock. No pattern. I forget who the yarn dyer is, but I believe it's called Golden Hour, and it's part of a beach set. So it's all these beach colorways. There is no pattern for this, and I am kind of mimicking the banana sock pattern. The back of that sock, it has no heel, and it just has a ribbed back, and then this is just ribbed all the way around. So it will also not have a heel, and it will just be ribbed all the way until the toes, and then the toes will just be normal. So that's my 2 sock projects. I am still working on my first sweater. Gotta dig it out. I am on the sleeve decreases of sleeve number 1. Still have a pretty good amount to go to finish those decreases. So it's getting there. Not in a hurry. I mean, it's dead summer here in Florida especially, so not in need of a sweater anytime soon. So just kind of doing that. Usually when I sit at night watching TV or whatever, because it's not so intensive that I have to truly like pay attention to a pattern. The other thing I have been working on is my Bible sweater. So pretty. This is by the same yarn dyer that did the beach hour, or golden hour, golden hour yarn. This one's called Sea Glass. It's very, very pretty. This is a slow and steady project. I do some work on it here and there, but it's not a crazy amount of work that's getting done on it. And it's just for me, it's just for my Bible. So not a big deal. So then I had a new challenge this week. My middle daughter headed to hockey camp starting on yesterday. So she's only on day 2 today. But she asked me if I could knit her a set of hockey skate blade covers for her skates. And, like the good knitter that I am, I feverishly searched for patterns. Didn't really find any. A lot are for figure skates or for crochet, which this figure skate part doesn't matter as much because, there is a difference in the blade, but not enough that would totally affect the pattern. But obviously I don't crochet. So sadly, I kind of wish I knew how, because I run across all these really, really cute patterns that are crochet. So like a true knitter, I said, well, I'll just make up my own pattern. This is not in my written update yet, but I did finish it today, so I'm going to share it with you. So I just winged it. I measured her skate blade and how high she wanted it to go. I had some cotton yarn that's one of her favorite colors, and I just kind of winged it. Now, she's not here with the skates yet, so I have not tried this baby on, but it came out super cute. And if it fits, then I will make its mate, and then she'll have it hopefully to go to camp tomorrow. So it just covers this. I'm a Floridian, so this is all kind of foreign territory for me. But apparently, when your skates get wet from the ice, and you put these babies on before throwing them into your hockey bag, it kind of helps prevent them from rusting, which if they do rust, apparently they can sharpen them and kind of cleans it up. But anyway, that's what these are for. And I learned that for ice skates, like figure skating, which is not what she has, they're often called soakers. Again, Floridian. Didn't do a lot of ice skating in my lifetime, but I have ice skated. And for hockey, they call it Tuffy somethings. But anyway, I'm excited for her to get home so she can try this thing on her skates. And please say a mini prayer that it fits so I can just make the mate and be done with it. And if it does work, I'll share the pattern with everyone who may want to run out and make ice skate blade covers. What I'm reading. So last week I read This Story Might Save Your Life, How to Commit a Post-Colonial Murder, and The Cul-de-sac. Didn't overly love any of them. They were all just okay. I finished this morning, but was still reading last week, The Girls' Trip. Again, it was okay, not fabulous. It wasn't as good as I had anticipated. My girls' weekend is at the end of this month, so I was like, oh, what a great, read. Yeah, just okay. And I started The Widow's Guide to Murder, which is book number 1 in a series. So far, I like that. So, products I'm loving. Counter, so overnight resurfacing peel. It's such a great thing to wear right before you go to bed. And like when you wash it off the next day, your skin is so soft. So that's by Counter. It used to be Beauty Counter, and they, of course, I think filed bankruptcy, and because they had some sort of an investor issue. And then the founder of that, of Beauty Counter, brought it back as just Counter. So love that. It's great for the skin. Still loving my ChowGoo 9-inch circulars. I usually buy mine from an Etsy seller, but every once in a while I do get something from Amazon. And still loving Emma's Practically Perfect Sock Yarn. So this is one of the colorways that I have of hers. I forget what other ones I have, but I really like, she's a Florida yarn dyer, so that's a bonus for me. I love to support my fellow Floridians. So that's everything for my knitting bag and my bookshelf for this week, and last week, and I even threw in some things from this week. So I'd love to hear what you're making or what you're reading so I can add it to my to be read list. So leave a comment and let me know what's on your needles or your nightstand. And until next week, happy knitting.